Let me tell you a story. It's a classic fable, but it asks a question that feels very, very modern. What is true strength? Is it the power to command everyone with your voice? Or is it the quiet strength to see what everybody else misses? We're going to follow two princesses, and how they answer that question, well, it's going to decide the fate of their entire kingdom.
But hey, before we dive in, let me ask you something. What do you think is the world's most powerful tool? Is it a sword, a crown, maybe something else entirely? Just hang on to that thought for a bit as we get into this.
You see, this whole fable is really built around two totally different answers to that question. On one hand, you've got the persuasive voice, the idea that you can move mountains just with your words. And on the other, you've got the perceptive eye, the power to see the truth that's hiding right below the surface.
So let's see how this all plays out. First up, let's meet Princess Chloe from the Kingdom of Aldoria. If anyone embodied the power of the voice, it was her.
I mean, Chloe's talent was the stuff of legends. Her voice wasn't just beautiful, it was a political tool, a literal weapon for peace. She could calm any storm, charm any enemy, and solve basically any problem, as long as she could talk to it.
But then, of course, one day a threat showed up that, well, you just couldn't talk to. A villain named Lord Draven arrived, and he brought with him a beast that seemed absolutely invincible.
And Draven's challenge? Oh, it was deviously simple. There's a key in a box. It's guarded by his shadow wolf. The catch: the wolf is blind, but its hearing is so sharp, so sensitive, that it will viciously attack the source of any sound it hears. So, naturally, who steps up? Princess Chloe. For someone whose entire life revolved around the power of her voice, this probably seemed like a problem tailor-made for her. She was completely 100% confident that her gift, the one that had never failed her before, would work this time too. And at first, it looks like she's right. She starts to sing this soft, magical lullaby. And the wolf, which had been all tense and aggressive, actually seems to chill out. The whole kingdom is holding its breath. It really looks like her magic is about to save the day yet again. But as she creeps closer and closer to that box, her foot accidentally nudges a tiny loose stone on the ground. It makes this small, sharp little sound. A little kick. And in a single instant, everything changes. The lullaby meant nothing. That one tiny, unexpected sound sent the wolf into an absolute frenzy. It lunged, and Chloe, for the very first time in her life, found that her amazing power was totally, completely useless. She ran for her life. Her voice had failed. So, in a split second, Chloe's greatest strength became her biggest weakness. You know, this isn't the only story where words fall short. To really get the alternative, let's take a quick detour and look at a different kind of problem. One we're talking was never even on the table. Okay, so check this out. A young bird, Sunny, gets kidnapped. His family doesn't try to reason with the monkey who took him. No, instead they observe. They look for clues, footprints in the dirt, a single lost feather. They use that information to take direct physical action, and they get him back. It's a perfect little example of how watching and doing can win the day when talking would get you nowhere. All right, let's get back to Aldoria. The kingdom is in despair. Their #1 champion has been defeated. All hope seems lost. But then, Chloe's younger sister, Princess Luna, steps forward.
And I mean, just look at this. The two sisters could not be more different. While Chloe was a performer, all about her powerful voice, Luna was a quiet observer. Her strength wasn't in speaking, it was in seeing. She was the perceptive eye to Chloe's persuasive voice.
You know, most people in the kingdom kind of wrote Luna off. They saw her silence and thought she was weak, maybe just shy. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Because she didn't talk much, she spent her whole life learning to listen, to watch, to really see things. Her silence wasn't a lack of power, it was the very thing that created a different, much more focused kind of strength. So, while everyone else is panicking, Luna, the silent princess, just starts walking toward the very same beast that sent her superstar sister running for the hills. No song, no speech, no big plan. Just quiet determination. The entire court is just staring, completely baffled. Lord Draven is probably laughing. I mean, what could this girl possibly do? And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the story. What did Luna see that Chloe, who was so focused on her own performance, was completely blind to? Luna's approach was so simple, it was brilliant. Step 1, she moved with total silence. Step 2, and this is the game changer, she looked at the wolf not as some monster she had to beat, but just as a creature. And that little shift in perspective led her straight to step 3, figuring out what was really making it so angry. And here is the big reveal. Luna realized the wolf wasn't evil. It wasn't naturally aggressive. It was an agony. And this explains everything that Chloe totally missed. Hidden under all the wolf's fur was this horrible, tight, spiked collar digging right into its neck. The wolf wasn't attacking sound because it was vicious. It was reacting to the painful vibrations that every single noise sent right through that collar. Its rage wasn't rage at all. It was a cry of pain. Once you understand the real problem, the solution is often pretty simple. Luna didn't fight the beast. She didn't sing to it. She just silently reached out and, with one quiet click, she unfastened the collar. And in that one moment, all that pain just vanished. The vicious beast suddenly became calm, maybe even grateful. So, what's the real lesson here? Luna saved the day not because she was stronger or braver in the way we usually think of it, but because her entire approach was just fundamentally different. The takeaways here are huge, and they go way beyond this story. Real power, whether you're in a boardroom or an argument with family, comes from deep understanding, not just a loud performance. Chloe tried to speak at the problem. Luna tried to understand it. Her quiet observation, that was a powerful action. And it's such a great reminder that empathy, just seeing the pain behind the anger, can solve problems that force and persuasion could never even touch. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We all face our own shadow wolves, right? Problems that seem impossibly aggressive and scary. So the next time you're up against one, are you going to be a Chloe and lead with your voice? Or will you be a Luna and start with the silent, powerful act of just looking a little closer?